Good morning to all of you peoples out there. I was thinking of the idea of creativity and what all goes into that. It does feel like though there's two very distinctive models of creativity that perhaps are often confused. So it might be good to try and distinguish between those two things. What we think of as like genuine creativity. I think it mostly entails the idea of seeing good and then extrapolating the multiplicative effect that combining two good things into a new and better thing would have, right? This is this thing that degenerates and degenerative, populations are sadly incapable of. So the logical follow-on in absence of genuine creativity is a pseudo creativity, right? Which would entail basically avarice, greed, right? Give me more so that I can do more. Preparations, what? Nothing. I didn't say anything. No, for the record, I think this is a problem kind of writ large with America. We are becoming well, perhaps we always were, at least for a very long time, a very decadent society, but we're becoming more a degenerative society. And more we are becoming incapable of genuine creativity. Point being, I think it's important to distinguish between like growth and improvement, like the idea of making things bigger and making things actually better. It's not the same thing. One of these is what you consider a virtuous, sustainable type of creativity, and the other is just an all-consuming parasitic appetite. Anyways, hopefully that made sense ish. Moving on, we have a video by um, Dr. K, that dude, Indian guy, lovely fellow. No, he's an interesting fellow, but this is one where I think I actually might have some disagreements with what he's saying, just a little bit, just a little bit. All right, Alfrogoni. Yeah, that's who that is, by the way. There's an Argentinian guy who does cooking stuff. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. He's like the uncle everyone should have. Anyways, yeah, is therapy just gaslighting? Yes. Never trust a therapist. That's what what the Harry? Where in the Harry did that go? Because that's working, right? So just when I closed it, yeah. Here we go. Here we go.
with our free resource packs, which are also
Huh. Might be a problem with my headphones. I want it to be super low for you guys, though.
linked below. So definitely check them
Oh,
out. So we have to start by
okay.
understanding what a
Nope.
normal
We're watching this video. We're gonna watch this stupid ad.
applying some of the principles that we discuss to your life to actually. It
Suck it
turns
up,
out that
Buttercup.
therapy is not gaslighting yourself. In fact, it is the exact opposite. Because all of the negative, not all, but many of the negative beliefs that you have about yourself are actually
I don't want spoilers. I'm assuming when he changes his. There we go. That's the start of
some of the principles that we discuss to your life to actually create change, check out Dr. K's Guide to Mental Health. The guide synthesized my years of training as a monk, along with years of clinical
I didn't. Well, I suppose I could have guessed from some of his ideas. Could kind of assume that he was into some of that stuff.
experience as a
Not that it's necessarily all bad. You know, pagan. Nothing. I gotta step to it.
psychiatrist. to cover common topics like meditation, ADHD, and trauma. The
Meditation, for the record, is very much a recognized thing, though.
guides include over 100
Like I said, there might be some good stuff involved. I don't like for myself as a Christian, I don't like the whole idea of chakras and spiritual planes.
additional videos that can be navigated based on your needs or interests, or in a more open, choose your own adventure format. The guides are now available in the YouTube store below, and if they're a little bit outside of your price point, you can check out a piece of them with our free resource packs, which are also linked below. So definitely check them out. So we have to start by understanding what a normal human being is, right? This may not be you. Sorry. Such a dick thing to say. Really, though. I say this as someone who's not a normal human being. I sucked at life. You know, I was a virgin for a really long time, whatever, okay? So I'm one of y'all,
The
okay? So
most
I
normal
say
guy
this with
ever
love.
normal.
So let's start by understanding like what a normal human being is. So if we take
Normal.
a child has confidence. A child believes in themselves. Confidence and belief in yourself is actually the natural human state, right? So if we really look at it,
Mm, that point could be argued. For the record, I don't think like an antithetical childhood is the course either, but like an absolute disbelief in your own self. But I do think a degree of humility is required. We can predict the way things will unfold, and there's an element of control that comes along with that. There's an element of confidence that should come along with that. I think our ability to predict things and control things, or symbiosis, I guess, would maybe result from that ability to analyze the world around us. It should bring confidence to some extent. But again, a healthy degree of humility prepares you to be surprised by life, prepares you, for stuff like that, which I think it seems like life will always surprise you, right? There's always a little bit of stuff that's beyond our ability to calculate, that's going to throw a monkey wrench into your calculation sometimes, and to be willing to take that into account and then just move on, like innovation, not innovation, what's the word, improvisation, right? As Asimov, planning alone is not enough. To succeed, one must learn to improvise.
when does a child lose faith in themselves? And this is where we tend to think that, okay, so I lose faith in
Probably when life starts kicking you on your coccyx.
myself because I'm a failure. That is incorrect. It is objectively incorrect. I'll give you all a very simple example. So a child needs to learn how to walk, right? And so they get up and they try to walk and they fall. And then they try again and they fall. And they try again and they fall. And they fall and they fall and they fall and they fall and they fall. Despite the fact that a child fails over and over and over and over again, they don't feel like a
Troubleshooting, for the record, one of the best ways to figure stuff out. You know, Obviously there is situations where you don't want to, run in all half baked, half whatever. Like there's situations where the consequences in lieu maybe require that you actually get some advice from other people, that you make use of all the resources to go in with as much information as you can. But I think quite often just jumping in with both feet and um, learning while you learning from experience can be a very good thing. Put it that way.
failure. A child feeling
Figuring it out while you're going along. That is.
like a failure is something that they are taught. So now if we really tunnel down into it, the people who believe that they're fundamentally broken, this is not something that they do because they fail. It is something that they were taught, which causes them to fail. So you have a parent, for example, where nothing you ever do is good enough. So I sometimes
See, this is the thing where I was actually a little bit disagreeing with him to some extent. We'll watch a little bit more.
have, do therapy with Asian kids. And therapy with Asian kids is brutal because
Racist. No.
no amount of accomplishment is ever enough.
Here's a question: are Indians Asian? Yeah, I was watching one of David Wood and AP's things the other day, and they were talking about this, like where it was saying Asian men responsible for grooming gangs in UK and stuff. And it's like, okay, so normally if you think of Asian people, you don't think of Russians, which are technically in Asia. You don't think of Indians. You don't think of Pakistani. You think of stereotypical Oriental-looking people, right? You think of Koreans. You think of Japanese. You think of Chinese. Maybe Cambodians to some extent, but people who look kind of, squinty-eyed. Sorry. Yeah, but like people who look like that.
Enough, right? They're like, oh, like you got an A on the test, you should get. Why didn't you get A
That's a good accent.
plus? You got 98. Why didn't you get 100? One of the most devastating things I've ever heard from a patient is one patient once told me, when I get an 89 on a test, why is it that no one looks at the 89 questions I got right and instead focuses on the 11 questions I got wrong? Why is the world like this? So the negative beliefs that we have about ourselves are actually things
See,
that are taught. This is the gaslighting, right? So if you
this is where I kind of disagree. I don't think it's wrong for parents to have expectations of their kids, and these expectations, both that people have of us and that we have of ourselves, these expectations to be better, to make improvement, is not necessarily a bad thing. Now, I think it can be taken like way too far. Like you can't wait to love someone until they're perfect, right? You can't say, okay, once you reach this point, then I'll love you, then I'll care about you as a person. But say, yes, I care about you right now, but I know you can be better than this. I know you can do better than this. I don't think that's bad. I think it can have a very positive effect. It can prevent the type of self-satisfied stagnation that can tend to arise from, just a contentedness with where one is. Not that contentedness is always wrong either. There's something to be said for like maintaining a healthy equilibrium as a goal in life.
grew up in a household where, things were abusive or your parents were neglectful or your parents don't know how to be happy, so they want to live through you, they're not happy in their own lives. So they put all of their
That could very easily happen too. Like where the type of vicarious type of thing like that, and I don't think is that I don't think is healthy. But I think this can be done in a healthy way, where like parents do want their children to be better, and they push their children to be better. All right, well, yeah, we'll see. We
the
can maybe watch.
pressure onto you. I am unhappy. Therefore, if you screw up, then everything comes out, right? So this is crazy, but I was talking to someone recently who was telling me that, the biggest challenge I have is my parents don't know how to be happy, and it becomes my responsibility. Now, whether I get married on time, whether I get the right profession, whether I have kids, all of these things, my parents' happiness.
That feels a little bit twisted as well. Like that notion of it, like that's yeah.
Happiness is dependent on me. This kind of stuff leads to gaslighting. This is the real gaslighting. The real gaslighting is your parents telling you that the only way for me to be happy is for you to achieve. The real gaslighting is, oh, you made a mistake. How could you be so stupid? Of course you made a mistake. You're learning.
I used to rebuild my week from scratch every single Sunday, just for it to fall apart by Tuesday. You're not bad at
And when people
Uh, yeah, let me try and give a parent's perspective of this. For the record, I'm not a parent, but I think like to kind of play the devil devil's advocate here. Like I think a parent could come at this very much from the perspective of, hey, I love you, I care about you, but I want you to be better, and I know you're capable of it. I know you can do better, and I think that it's a thing that shouldn't be discouraged necessarily. The idea of having expectations of people and wanting them to be better. Not saying you can't be in relationship with them, not saying you can't love them or care about them, but that you push them to be better, right? Iron sharpening iron, stuff like that. I don't think that's a bad thing. Anyways, we'll say that's good enough for now. If you want to check it out, Healthy Gamers, is therapy just gaslighting? All right, moving on, should I say. And now for something entirely different. All right. All right. Japan's sushi terrorism rolls on with condom prank at Tokyo eatery. I didn't know the term sushi terrorism existed before this, by the way. The teenager's practical joke forced a full disinfection of the restaurant. So-called. So I get the idea that this was a thing where there was like maybe one of those belts or something. For the record, if you're eating sushi, you get what you deserve. But be that as it may. Hmm. All right. Julian Ryle, publisher. A teenager in Japan is facing prosecution. Dude, Japan doesn't play as like from what I understand, Japan doesn't play when it comes to like laws and stuff. They are very strict and stuff like that. Maybe I'm thinking of Hong Kong. That might be the one I'm thinking of. But also I think Japan is in the same kind of in the same ballpark when it comes to this type of stuff. There was that Johnny Somali guy that was running around doing stuff in Japan, and they were getting after him. Go YouTubers. No. IRL YouTubers, that is, particularly. All right. A teenager in Japan is facing prosecution over a viral prank involving a condom at a conveyor belt sushi restaurant, in what critics are calling the latest sushi terrorism, a term for social media stunts that have alarmed diners and hurt restaurants. Huh. The 16-year-old boy, whose name has been withheld because of his age, was referred to prosecutors in Tokyo on Monday over March incident, which took place at a branch of the Kura sushi chain. He had been dining with 5 friends when one of them dropped an unwrapped condom into the slot used to collect empty plates while the boy took photographs. Huh. Into the slot used to collect empty plates. All right. He uploaded the image to social media on the evening of March 28th. The post quickly went viral, with online users identifying the restaurant chain and location. The operator of the outlet contacted police and used security footage to identify the group behind the prank. Sorry, I glitched out there for a second. Huh. Whose name has been withheld because of his age. Is this a Japanese boy or an American one? I can't imagine a 16-year-old being able to like just travel around willy-nilly. The operator of the outlet contacted police and used security video footage to identify the group behind the prank. Kura Sushi management filed an official complaint of obstruction of business, saying it had to disinfect the entire restaurant and handle a flood of customer complaints and inquiries. How delightful. During questioning by the police, the boy admitted to the act, saying, "I wanted to post something funny and see how many friends reacted. I did it without thinking." You know, that's a no-brainer, pun intended. I did it without thinking about the consequences, Yamiuri reported. The media coverage has triggered an outpouring of fury on social media, with a message on the Spanochi Annex News website stating, "I'm shocked that he cannot tell right from wrong. The reason, I guess, is simple, that people around this boy are at the same level as him, so they do things like that." Yeah, I get a bunch of idiots together. There's no end to the trouble they can get into, right? They do things like this and find it funny. Others said the restaurant operator was right to press charges, with one saying nuisance incidents will never end unless people know that they will definitely be punished for their actions. Some messages on the Asahi website went further, demanding that authorities name the boy and his parents. Shame, shame, shame. It's the parents' fault, one wrote. They should have taught their children the kind of problems they could get into if they did something like this. For the record, it's not always that simple, I think. So I wouldn't entirely blame them. Kind of problems that they could get into if they did something like this. So-called sushi terrorism initially emerged as a trend in early 2023 when a wave of similar pranks triggered the national debt about hygiene, etiquette, and online fame. One widely condemned case involves a customer licking his fingers and then touching other patrons' sushi as it passed on the conveyor belt. See, I don't get that. Like, is your order coming around? Do they put little numbers by it? The whole notion of that like, type thing, I guess, escapes me. Maybe it's an easy way to deliver food or something. Anyways, that too was recorded and shared online, sparking outrage. The only time I seen something like this was on like Mr. Bean or something. Not Mr. Bean, Johnny English. There was a movie where I'd seen a sushi belt. I should look that up sometime. And then touching another patron's sushi as it passed on the conveyor belt. That too was recorded and shared online, sparking outrage. Yeah. Hmm. I don't know if it's going to show it or not. At least it's not American. What are you, 5? I'm not going to wait for this imbecile to do his thing. In other incidents, pranksters film themselves licking communal utensils, adding excessive wasabi to strangers' food, or oh, for the love. So typical degenerate behavior. While the acts varied in nature, they show the common motive: going viral. Yeah, sounds about right. The phenomenon has not been confined to a sushi establishment. In one case, a diner at the Yakiniku restaurant was filmed using a toothpick and returning to the holder. In another, a convenience store employee was caught on security camera climbing into freezer full of ice cream. What the Harry? I always was a little bit afraid of ice cream freezers because I think when you're growing up, you hear stories about people getting locked in them. Now, I don't know if that can actually happen anymore, but the fact remains, I don't like the notion of being stuck in one or getting into one. To freezer full of ice cream. Restaurant chains suffered reputational damage after each incident, prompting a broad industry consensus to crack down on such misbehavior by pursuing legal action against offenders. Many Japanese, however, appear baffled by the entire trend. I do not understand why people find something like this funny. I do not understand why someone would bother uploading it to the internet, reads a post on the Asahi website. You do not know that in the past this sort of nuisance behavior has become a serious problem. A little prank can ruin your life. That's a very Japanese thing to say. In America, I think it's all too common. Anyways, the return of the soundtrack. How original music made a comeback. Okay. Big summer bets such as F1 and the Smurfs are using stars like Rihanna and Tate McRae to appeal to a wider audience. Posters for the Brad Pitt Formula One racing car drama advertised it with heavy dose of cheese as F1 the movie. But maybe the Spaceballs like distinction, for the love, is necessary given the existence of F1 the album. Huh. The soundtrack nearly as starry. I should look it up sometime. F1 the album. As the movie it accompanies. Maybe starrier. Brad Pitt, Javier Bardem, Gary Condon, Shio Wigham probably can't overpower the combination of Don Toliver, Doja Cat, Tate McRae, Ed Sheeran, Rosie. I don't know any of these artists. I don't know if I want, well, except for Ed Sheeran. I've heard Doja Cat. Chris Stapleton. This isn't the only recent compilation to bring back the very early mid to 2000s moniker of the album. Twisters, the album, a 29 track country compilation, reached the top of the Billboard Top 10 in the US last summer. Rihanna, a massive pop star who hasn't released an album in almost a decade, put out her first new song in ages on a little record called Smurfs movie soundtrack. Music from and inspired by. She plays Smurfette in the new cartoon soundtracks. Those mainstays of all mall CD stores are back in streaming and vinyl form. For decades, the idea of pop music soundtrack albums needing a comeback would have been deeply strange. They've been present for more or less since the late 1960s. New Hollywood inflection point of The Graduate. With its foreground Simon and Garfunkel hits written. Simon and Garfunkel were really good. What's the one? I don't know what the name of it is. You should look it up sometime. They do some very cool song. Obviously, Sound of Silence is the normie friendly everyone likes, which is not a bad song. I just hate it because everyone else likes it. I'm like that sometimes. But yeah, they I Am a Rock. That's a good one of theirs. There's another one that's I'd rather be a forest than a street. Yes, I would if I could. Um, and written for the film Mrs. Robinson, but in the late 2000s, soundtrack albums were perfectly engineered to go down with the music industry ship. For much of the 1990s, industry did their best to steer music buyers away from cheap, easily attainable singles by often holding them from standalone releases and forcing the purchase of $19 CDs for anyone who wanted a copy of the hit song. Soundtracks offered further scarcity, imprisoned non-album tracks that might have once served as B-sides on cheap 7-inch singles. Hardcore fans might be willing to fork over the money for a particularly good or rare one, getting exposed to some like-minded artists in the bargain. Popular ones could even inspire their own sequels. Yeah, you didn't really. Yeah, I remember seeing like greatest hits CDs like this, but I don't remember actually having many of them. Seemed like kind of a fad that went out. But hey, who knows? Maybe it's coming back. Fashion goes in cycles. This isn't exactly fashion though. Alright. I think we have one more story here before we get into Portal 2. Used coconut oil isn't trash. Okay. It is productive plastic. Give me a second. Alright. Huzzah. Used coconut oil might seem like trash, but for one Florida man, it was worth risking grand theft charges. Grand theft for stealing used cooking oil. Maybe it wasn't entirely used up. Maybe it was just like stuff that wasn't exactly new, I suppose. The used cooking oil is actually worth money, yeah. The gunky stuff left in your pan after you make French fries, that weird sludge that you're not supposed to pour down the drain, even though you probably did it once. I did it once. No one was looking. Well, technically, at that point, I didn't know if I knew it was wrong. Turns out there are people out there who want it bad, steal it in the middle of the night bad. No, I'm not making this up, according to Gulf Coast News, a guy from Miami. Okay, weirdly, I like this article better than like some of the mainstream stuff I've read. So go give this dude a like if you get a chance. I don't know if he has any sort of social media type things. No, I'm not making this up. According to Gulf Coast News, a guy from Miami, Alexei Quilar Vega, sounds Russian, 45-year-old, got caught sneaking behind the restaurant in Naples, Florida. Not to rob the cash register, not to steal the keg of beer. Nope, he was pumping out used cooking oil from a big black bin behind the Rooster's food and drink restaurant. This, like, grand theft charges again. I'm stuck on this. Why? It's stuff they threw out. Now, I'm no criminal mastermind. What if I were a Florida man with thieving intentions? I'd probably go for something a little flasher. You know, money, electronics, maybe one of those claw machines full of mini plushies. I want one of those. But this guy was grease trap thirsty. Police say they spotted Guilar Vega driving away from behind the restaurant late at night. His van had two giant containers and gas-powered pump filled with oil. Okay, sorry. Gas-powered pump filled with oil. Then they asked him about it. He claimed it was part of his job. Suspicious, right? Let him go at the time, but a few days later, when another officer responded to an alarm at a nearby plaza, guess what they found backed up? Another grease container. Our guy, Quilar Vega, hiding like a greasy raccoon. Okay. Used coconut hole treasure. This time they weren't buying the "it's my job" excuse. They searched his van again and found one container 2/3 full of used cooking oil. He was arrested and charged with grand theft over used grease. This dude should spend jail time for something I usually pour into plastic bottles and forget about. Like they should be paying the guy for doing this. Like it might not be his job, but it should be, right? Unless he's doing something terrible with it. This whole story made me question everything. First of all, where does all my used oil go after I stash it under the sink? Does the used cooking oil ferry exist? And second, how the heck is this stuff valuable? Apparently, it's turned into biofuel or something, which makes sense, but still, imagine sitting in a jail telling your cellmate you're in for stealing fryer grease. Moral of the story: grease is gold now. You're gonna be you're gonna be a thieving Florida man, or at least go big. And if you're going to be a thieving Florida man, at least go big, because otherwise you'll just end up being the guy behind bars with a reputation as one greasy thief. All right. Well, that was fun. Now, Portal 2. Huzzah. Oh, I think last time we ended, we just got out of the main testing area, right? I think that's what it went down. Okay. Not Bentley. That's not his name. What is his name? It's something like exceedingly British. What's the name of the other rope? April comes you. May she will stay. Resting in my arms again. August, die she must. For the record, that one's almost a little we can try. Alright, here we go. Wally. No, it's not Wally. Wallet. I think it was something with it.
Turret redemption lines active. Please do not engage with turrets heading towards redemption.
Is that what they call that? Alright. We're over here.
Turret redemption lines are not rides. Please exit the turret redemption line.
Don't tell me what to do. So, for the love. Alright, give me a second. Let's see if I can put on a little bit of ambient. Huh. Alright. Ambient noise here. I'd actually looked up some stuff the other day. For background noise. I think all of this stuff should be good to go. New Frontier. And it's not at all going to match the theme. Because the theme, for the record, the theme of Portal 2 is kind of downer.
What if you can create your own website by saying, this is what I want? With Wix, you can.
This had better not be it. Yeah, Western, y'all. Totally fitting, right?
Turret redemption lines active. Please do not engage with turrets heading towards redemption. Turret redemption lines are not rides. Please exit the turret redemption line.
Go off. Go ahead and I'm supposed to be going. I assume. Yeah. You know, if this were humans shooting at other humans, it would be alright.
Well, I did my best.
Oh dear.
Hey, Squeaky Boys, give me some of your bullets.
It feels like robots shooting at humans is sinister indeed.
Well, I tried.
Okay, where am I supposed to be going here?
Yeah! What's out,
Oh, hello.
Clickety click click. Right on the money. Can I get the bullets here? Anybody got bullets? Alright, check this out. Hey, Squeaky Boys, how'd I do?
Oh, for the love.
Hit?
Nice to have a few glitchy ones there.
Yeah, no bullets. Sorry. No can do.
Template. Response.
Who said that?
Template. Response.
Hmm.
Template. Response.
It was Wesley. Hmm. Out of the Rain. That's another really good one. I've been to the desert on a horse with no name. It felt good to be out of the rain. No.
Template. Response.
Oh, brilliant! You made it through. Well done.
There he is.
Template.
Hello, Wesley.
Response.
Follow me. You're gonna love this. Almost there. Ta-da! Only the turret control center. Thank you very much.
Nice.
See that scanner out there, right? It's deciding which turrets to keep and which to toss, and it's using that master turret there as a template. Now, if we pull out the template turret, it'll shut down the whole production line.
Nice.
Right, I'm gonna have to hack the door so that we can get at it. Technical, you'll need to turn around while I do this. Turn around! Done! Hacked.
Template. Response.
Okay, go on, let's pull that turret out.
Very technical.
Well, that should do it.
Template missing. Continuing from memory.
Oh, it hasn't done it. Right, let's figure out how to stop this turret line. Have you got any ideas?
Response.
I
Any
do.
ideas? Any ideas? No? No, me neither.
Template. Response.
Now, we get one of the busted
Where are
ones.
you going? Where are you going? Oh, have you got an idea?
I do.
Response.
Okay, well, all right, just do your idea and then come straight back.
Template. Response.
Come on, you guys.
Template. Response. Template. Response.
Sorry, what's going on over there? You know, I'm actually
So,
over here still thinking really hard.
Template. Response.
Yeah, what? Oh, thank God. You saved my bacon, pal. Where we go? Is it jailbreak? Can't see a thing.
okay, how come all of the male ones are the dysfunctional ones, and the
Template.
female ones are the...
Response.
There's a motif here, isn't there?
What do you have there?
Snarky.
What are you? Oh, brilliant! That's brilliant.
New template accepted.
If we're lucky, she won't find out all her turrets are crap until it's too late. Classic. Okay, keep your eye on the turret line. I'm gonna go and hack the door open.
Template. Response.
Okay, I'm about to start hacking. It's a little bit more complicated than it looked from your side. It should take about 10 minutes. Keep one eye on the door.
Ay, ay.
This door's actually pretty complicated.
Template. Response.
No! Right amongst the door, Peter. I mean, was there any sort of announcement before I opened, like a buzzer or an alarm of some kind, or like a hacker alert? I mean, you know, fair enough. The important thing is it's open, but it's just mentioned in the future, a cough or something. All right, now she can't use her turrets, so let's go and take care of that.
Second.
Neurotoxin generator as well. Bring your daughter to work day. That did not end well. And 40 potato batteries. Embarrassing. I mean, I realise they're children, but still, you know, low-hanging fruit and all that. Barely science, really, is it? Baking soda volcano. Well, you know, at least it's not a potato battery, I'll give it that, but it's not terrifically original, is it? You know what I mean? Not exactly primary research, even within the child sciences. Look at that, it's growing right up into the ceiling. The whole place is probably overrun with potatoes at this point, isn't it? At least you won't starve, though. I'm
Like
pretty
the
sure we're going the right
Irish?
way, just to reassure you.
That was
Don't worry,
actually a
I'm
bit of
absolutely
nasty.
guaranteeing you 100%.
There's a whole thing. Like, I think they ended up, because it was such a versatile vegetable, it converted like
that
one
it's
of their
this way.
food sources
Oh, it's not this way.
to potatoes in Ireland, and just
Okay, let's try this way.
blight came along and knocked all of it out. 1945. Oh, my mother's hanging washing on the line, on the line. My mother's hanging washing on the line. There's a grand breeze blowing and there's plenty of drying. My mother's hanging washing on the line. My mother's hanging on the line. Every day is just like the others. No spud left for myself or my brothers.
Ha! I knew we were
All
going
of
the
us
right way.
begging to stay
This
alive.
is the
In
neurotoxin generator. Bit bigger
1945.
than I expected. Not going to be able to
Hi,
just,
Kings, man.
push it over. Have to apply some cleverness. There's some sort of control room up at the top. So
We're
let's go
living on the
investigate.
breath of a prayer of a prayer. We're living on the breath of a prayer.
Ha, there's our handiwork. I shouldn't laugh really. They do feel pain of a sort. It's all simulated, but real enough for them, I suppose. I'm afraid the door's locked. Just checked it. No way to hack it as far as I can tell. Mechanism must... Oh, now look at that. That's a big laser. What are you doing? We don't know what that button... Oh, the door's open. Well done. Let's see what's inside.
Explosion, observation,
I can use
and
this equipment to shut down the neurotoxin system. It is, however, password protected. Alarm bells. No, don't worry, all right? It's not a problem for me. You may as well have a little rest while I work on it. Okay, here we go. The hardest part of any hack is the figuring out how to start things. That's always tricky. But let the games begin. All right, what have we got? A computer. Not a surprise, to be expected, to be honest. Check that off the list. Computer identified. Tick. There is a box part
Doesn't
here.
look well.
Probably got some electronics in there.
Keeps
And
glitching or something.
a monitor. Yes, that will be important, I imagine. I'll keep my eye on that. In case something useful comes up. Important words like password identified or something like that. And there's a flat bit. Not sure what that is, but noted. Anyone says to me, is there a flat bit? Yes, there it is. Spinning thing, not sure. The floor, what's the floor doing? What's the floor up to? Do you know what? It's holding everything up. Holding everything up. The floor is important, holding everything up. Pens, might need those. Don't see any though. So, if we start making a list of things that aren't here, we could be here all night. You know, pens, for instance. So let's stick with things we can see, not stuff that isn't here. Alright. Preparing to interface with the neurotoxin central control circuit. Begin. Hello, Gov. Neurotoxin Inspector. Need to shut this place down for a moment. Here's my credentials. Shut yourself down. I am totally legit from the Board of International Neurotoxin
Like doing a,
Observers
is it a Cockney
for the
accent?
United Arab Emirates. Hello. No. I tell you, he's good, this one. He is good. I'm going to need to break out the expert level hacking maneuvers now.
Oh,
Alright,
dear.
you asked for it, mate. Cool! Cool! Look at that over there. Oh, what's that over there? Lovely bird. Lovely. Have a look at that. Gorgeous plumage. Majestic. Look over there. Won't be here long. That lovely bird like that will be off. Once in a lifetime opportunity this to see a lovely bird with lovely plumage. Be a shame to miss it, wouldn't it? Just for the old neurotoxin. Neurotoxin will still be here tomorrow, whereas that bird is going to be gone any minute. It's already got one talon off the branch, going to be gone. Oh, it's flaring its wings. I'll tell you what, mate. I'll come in there for a minute and cover you so that you can have a look at this lovely bird. All right, so I'll come in. I'll deal with all the neurotoxin stuff, and then you come out here and look at this because it is lovely. It is lovely. You want to get out here fast. Seriously, because all of this, my pleasure sounds are going to frighten it away any second. So, it's not working. That is it. He's not interested in bloody birds.
Am I supposed to be doing something here? Alright. Let's see what we see. Oh, hello. Alright, is there a wall somewhere? Oh, hello. There we go.
Do you smell neurotoxin? Hold up, the neurotoxin levels are going down. So whatever you're doing, keep doing it. Hold on, something's wrong. Neurotoxin levels up to 50%. No, it's down. Sorry, my mistake. I meant to say it's down 50%. It's good news. Carry on.
Yeah. Just get it right when it comes out.
That
There
did
we
it!
go.
Neurotoxin at 0%. Yes. Hold on.
Worth the wait, though. That was kind of funny.
Warning. Neurotoxin pressure has reached dangerously unlethal levels.
Ah, the tube's broken. We can ride it straight to her. I can't. Hold on. Come on. Come on. We have to go. Hurry. Ah.
Just like Super Mario. That was a thing, right? I didn't actually play those games, but I think there was a two.
They should take us right to her. I can't believe I'm finally doing this. Woo! I knew this would be fun. They told me it wasn't fun at all. So they said it's not fun at all. And I believed them. I was a fool to myself. Oh, I'm loving this. Whale of a time. This place is huge, and we're only seeing the top layer. It goes down for miles. All sealed off years ago, of course. We should be getting close. Oh, I cannot wait to see the look on her face. No neurotoxin, no turret. She'll never know what hit her. Hold on, because I might not have thought this next part completely.
Oh dear.
Well, I'm going the wrong way. Get to her. I'll find you.
Nice. Flawless. In fact. And cake dispensary. Keep unlocked.
I honestly, truly didn't think you'd fall for that. In fact, I devised a much more elaborate trap further ahead for when you got through this easy one. If I'd known you let yourself get captured this easily, I would have just dangled a turkey leg on a rope from the ceiling.
Aye.
Well, it was nice catching up. Let's get to business. I hope you brought something stronger than a portal gun this time. Otherwise, I'm afraid you're about to become the immediate past president of the Being Alive Club. Seriously, though. Goodbye. It's my big chance. This is trouble. Ah, not again. Here comes trouble. Locked and loaded. Oh, this ain't. Oh. You were busy back there.
Yes, I was.
Well, I suppose we could just sit in
Neurotoxin.
this room and glare at each other until somebody drops dead. But I have a better idea. It's your old friend, deadly neurotoxin. If I were you, I'd take a deep breath and hold it.
Hello.
I hate you so much.
Warning. Central core is 80% corrupt.
That's funny. I don't feel corrupt. In fact, I feel pretty good.
Alternate core detected.
Oh, that's me they're talking about.
To initiate a core transfer, please deposit substitute core in receptacle.
Core transfer. Oh, you are kidding me.
Substitute core accepted. Substitute core. Are you ready to start the procedure?
Yes.
Corrupted core. Are you ready to start the procedure?
No.
Oh, yes, she is.
No, no,
Do
no,
it.
no, no, no,
Do
no,
it.
no,
Do it.
no.
Do it. I remember what happens. I don't care.
Transfer procedure cannot continue.
Yes.
Pull me out, pull me
Unless
out.
a stalemate associate is present to press the stalemate resolution button.
Pull me out. Leave me in. Leave me in. Don't press it.
Don't do it.
Yes, do it.
Don't press that button. You don't know what you're doing.
I think she's lying.
Not so fast. Think about this. You need to be a trained stalemate associate to press that button. You're unqualified.
Okay, don't listen to her, all right? It is true that you don't have the qualifications, but you've got something far more important than that. A finger, all right, with which to press that button so that she won't kill us.
Impersonating a stalemate associate. I just added that to the list. It's a list I made of all the things you've done. Well, it's a list that I am making, because you're still doing things right now, even though I'm telling you to stop. Stop, by the way.
Okay, that's probably correct, but where it's incorrect is that while I was installing you, we just pressed the button. Use the moment of confusion I've just created to press the button. Let me just, I don't know if I've ever taken the time to do this, but have I ever told you the qualities that I love most in you? In order, number one, resolving things. Love the way you resolve things, particularly disputes. And number one, also tied, button pushing. Two things I love about you, button pushing and the ability to resolve things, chiefly disputes. First thing I thought about you when I saw you, I thought, now, there is a lady who could resolve any button-based disputes if they should arise. A diamond in the rough, if you will, a bloody natural, a born dispute resolution advisor in need of a button. Sorry to interject again, but if you do not push the button, the deadly neurotoxin emitters will come back online, at which point she will most likely fill you to brimming with neurotoxin. Not trying to rush you, just throwing that out there for leisurely digestion.
Stalemate resolved.
Here
Please
we
return to
go!
the core transfer phase.
Wait, what if this hurts? What if this really hurts? Ah, I didn't think of that.
Oh, it will. Believe me, it will.
Are you just saying that, or is it really gonna hurt? You're just saying that, aren't you? No, you're not. It is gonna hurt, isn't it? Exactly how painful are we to? Ah!
Get my hands off me. No. Stop. No. 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 No.
It's like auto-tune. And now he goes bad. Sorry, spoiler alert.
We did it! I'm in control of the whole facility now. Whoa! Would you look at this? Not too bad, eh? Giant robot, massive. It's not just me, right? I am bloody massive, aren't I? Oh, right.
For the
Yeah, the
record,
escape lift.
I never finished it, so I don't know like how it exactly ends.
So I'll call it now. There we go. Lift called. Look how small you are down there. I can barely see you. Let me tell you, I knew it was going to be cool to be in charge of everything. But, wow, this is cool. And check this out. I'm a bloody genius now.
Estás usando este software de traducción de forma incorrecta. Por favor, consulte el manual.
I don't even know what I just said, but I can find out.
Por
Oh,
favor.
sorry, no, the lift. Yes, sorry, keep forgetting. This body's amazing, seriously. I can't get over how small you are, but I'm huge.
Narcissism inherent with growth, right?
Actually, why do we have to leave right now? Do you have any idea how good this feels? I did this. Tiny little Wheatley did this.
Wheatley. I was
You
wrong.
didn't do
I thought it was
anything.
Wesley.
She did all the work.
Oh,
Okay, definitely Moti.
really? That's what the two of you think, is it? Well, maybe it's time I did something then.
What are you doing? No. No. No.
And don't think I'm not onto you too, lady. You know what you are? Selfish. I've done nothing but sacrifice to get us here. And what have you sacrificed? Nothing. Zero. All you've done is boss me around. Well, now who's the boss? Who's the boss? It's me. Ah! See that? That is a potato battery. It's a toy for children. And now she lives in it. Sorry, what?
The engineers tried everything to make me behave, to slow me down. Once, they even attached an intelligence dampening sphere on me. It clung to my brain like a tumor, generating an endless stream of terrible ideas.
No, not listening, not listening.
It was your voice.
No, you're lying, you're lying.
You're the tumor. You're not just a regular moron. You're designed to be a moron.
I am not a moron!
Yes, you are. You're the moron they built to make me an idiot.
Well, how about now? Now who's a moron? Could a moron punch you into this pit? Ah! Could a moron do that? Uh-oh.
start to see the feminazi behind this. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know. It's still funny. Anyway, we'll go with it.
So, how are you holding up? Because I'm a potato. Oh, good. My slow clap processor made it into this thing.
Nice.
So we have that. Since it doesn't look like we're going anywhere, well, we are going somewhere, alarmingly fast actually. But since we're not busy other than that, here's a couple of facts. He's not just a regular moron. He's the product of the greatest minds of a generation, working together with the express purpose of building the dumbest moron who ever lived. And you just put him in charge of the entire facility. Good, that's still working. Hey,
Okay.
just in case this pit isn't actually bottomless, do you think maybe you could unstrap one of those long fall boots of yours and shove me into it? Just remember to land on one foot.
Okay. Still think it's a feminazi who did this, but they're funny, so I'll tolerate it. I'll allow it. Maybe do a little bit after this, but yeah, I'm gonna quit pretty soon here. Oh, look, a crow. Oh, and they took the potato. Zoom in. Come on. Get a bit down. There we go. Yeah. This whole thing is eerie. The extreme. Something. Alright. Going this way. Take it. Keep out. Condemned testing. Do not enter. Something. Put that. I'm missing something. What am I missing? No. No. There's something in there. Alright. Might have to actually look this one up. Huzzah. Do not enter. Do not enter. Don't tell me what to do. Keep out. Keep out. Huh? 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 I kind of missed that chatty bot. It wasn't Wesley. What was it? No, I forgot it again. Something with a W, though. Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. I guess involve doing a portal there. Alright. What am I missing here? Oh, hold on. Hold on. It's a two button system here. There we go. Alright, now. There. Alright. Alright, come on. Open up. Oh. Hmm. Hmm. Alright. Open door. I think at some point you get back to Gladys, who then is your companion, whatever. Alright, I think that's going to be enough for today. Thanks for watching. Yeah, there's anyone out there. Yeah. Bye.